Hello and welcome to the Record Club, brought to you by Record Store Day, the official charts and National Album Day, and proudly in association with Bowers Wilkins. This is actually the final episode of 2023. Don't you worry, we are back in the new year. My name is Jess Izat. Thank you so much for joining us. We are very excited to say that our guest this evening is Joel Corry to talk all about his new album, Another Friday Night. We're going to be spending the next half an hour or so talking to Joel about the brilliant new record, and then we're going to be putting forward some of your questions about the album for him to answer. So if you want to get involved, drop us a question in the comment section below, and I'm going to be asking a selection of them in the second half of our chats. On top of that, one lucky person who sends in a question today will be randomly selected to win a pair of Bowers Wilkins PX7 over-ear noise-cancelling headphones Season 2 as well, which is a wicked prize. Don't miss out. Get your questions to us. I also have the brand new record here in my hand. If you haven't already got yourself a copy, obviously head to your local record store once our chat with Joel is over and get involved. So let's get straight into this week's Record Club and say a big hello to Joel Corry. Welcome.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. I feel like we actually do need to say thank you because you've been traveling for weeks. Was it 6 weeks?
Yeah, I've been on a world tour for the last 6 weeks, which has been absolutely amazing.
And then our chat's like a couple of hours early because you've got to get another flight.
Yeah, because I'm back for a few days. I did the Capital Jingle Ball on Sunday, and it's actually been really nice to be home for just a few days. But yeah, I'm heading straight off to Hong Kong after this, and then on to Singapore on the weekend. So it's pretty mental, but it's all good. Loving life.
Crazy. Home straight to Christmas after that, I expect. And what is Christmas like in the Corry household?
Oh, it's the best because I do spend so much of my time away from home on tour, and I never really see my family much. Like, obviously I speak to my mum on the phone and my sister and stuff and my brother, but like Christmas is that opportunity for us all to be together for those couple of days, and it's so special, and I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, like I said, I'm away this weekend, Hong Kong and Singapore, but I land back next week and then I'm home for Christmas, so absolutely buzzing.
What's the Christmas tune that you're putting on? What's your favourite Christmas tune?
Favourite Christmas tune? There's some bangers in it. Fairy Tale of New York, though, is probably my favourite Christmas tune. What about you?
That's the one that gets everyone going, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's probably my favourite one.
Yeah, there's I remember, so I think that one's got to be my fave, but yeah. I think there's also it's a kind of rude one. It was when I was working in a shop, and I remember they used to play these like alternative Christmas tunes, and it was the Hives and Cyndi Lauper. And I can't remember the name of the song, but I definitely can't sing it on here because otherwise we might send people. But it's quite funny.
I'll put it on a Christmas table. Send it to me.
Might get a bit awkward with your family, but I thought it was quite funny. I'll stick to Fairy Tale of New York. I'll stay safe. Right. So each week on the Record Club, we like to kick things off with a question from one of the many amazing independent record stores in the UK. And this week's question is from 101 Collectors Records in Farnham. Joel, they are asking, outside of your love for music, where do your main inspirations for your creative process come from?
Outside of music, I mean, first of all, when I get asked this question, I'd always say that my main source of inspiration comes from the dance floor, because I've been DJing since I was a teenager. That's been my passion since I was younger, and that's where I get my inspiration from, really, is the actual club world and the dance floor. Outside of music, I guess it would have to be traveling, which has been a big part of my life in the last couple of years, especially since post-pandemic, post-COVID, and being out in the world and traveling around and going to places that I've never been before, and sort of experiencing cultures all over the world definitely has inspired me in the studio as well. Different sounds that I've been using, and also just listening to different trends in different countries definitely inspires me to freshen up what I'm doing as well.
Yeah, for sure. Where's your favorite place? Or I know this is probably quite tricky, but where's your recent favorite place that you've been to?
I've just been to Bali, and it was my first time going there. I had the most amazing time in Bali ever. If anyone watching hasn't been, I can't recommend it enough. So Bali was incredible. And And I'd say for DJ, no, I love Ibiza. You know, that's like a second home to me. I spend my summers in Ibiza. I don't think you can beat Ibiza if you're looking for like dance music and dance culture. Ibiza's my favorite. I love Miami too. Miami's good fun.
I've not been to Miami. I've got Bali next year, and Ibiza actually was the first time I went this summer, and I feel like it's the first of many summers. So yeah, completely sold. All right, I have to say thanks to 101 Collectors Records as well. Thank you so much for your question. Right, let's get on to the album then, shall we? Another Friday night. Obviously, it's classic. Why not Saturday?
It's all about Friday night, man.
Yeah, it is, to be
I feel
fair.
like Friday night rolls into Saturday anyway.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. It means that you have Saturday ahead of you still. What was it like curating this album? Because I remember listening to it and thinking, you know what? These are all bangers that I already know.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned just before we went live that it was like someone mentioned it was like a greatest hits album.
Yeah, because I think as a DJ and a dance artist, you kind of just do singles, like you go from single to single to single. And I always wanted to do an album, but I was more focused on just getting like singles and singles and singles out and just dropping banger after banger. And then I was like, at the start of 2023, it just felt like this was the right year to do the album, because I had it in my mind for a while, but I was like, I've released enough singles now. I want to bring it together in one body of work. And obviously, when I came to planning the track list of the album, I just couldn't leave any of the tracks out, even all the way back to Sorry, which I know came out in 2019. But I was like, if I release the album and I leave Sorry off, or I leave Lonely off, or Head and Heart off, everyone's going to be like, you know, why have you left that off? That's my favorite. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just put them all on there, all the older tracks, plus all my new music as well that I'm bringing out in 2023. Because in 2023, I released like more music than ever before. You know, I had singles, Do You Want Me Baby, Dance Around It with Katie Baza, a track called Desire, Drinking with Rita Ora and MK, 0800 Heaven with Nathan Dorr and Ella Henderson, my latest single, Hey DJ. So there was loads of new music, but I wanted to put it all together, the old tracks, and then have it in one body of work. And I feel like it kind of like that's my first chapter of my sort of like music career, if you like in one place.
Was there a track that almost didn't make it onto the record?
Do you know what? I was actually having trouble like not putting more on, because I mean, I think there was like 18, 19 tracks total, but at one point the track list was like 26 tracks long, and the label were like, nah, you got to cut down. So I was actually like trying to put more on there, not like take any away, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. And also, why a record? Why did you want it on vinyl?
You know, I started DJing on vinyl when I was 13 years old, and I got my first pair of turntables. That's what I grew up on. I used to spend my weekends going to the record stores like Scream Records in Southgate, and you know, that's where I used to spend my weekends in the record shop, searching for new bangers and going home and playing them on my turntables. So it's really important for me to you know, have a vinyl myself, and I was so excited to have that. And when I look at it, I'm like really, really proud of it.
It is sick. It's so bright as well. Did you choose the colours?
Yeah, I chose the colours. Yeah, I love it because it's like kind of translucent as well. So yeah.
Yeah. What did it feel like when you first got hold of it?
Oh, it was like a proper pinch myself moment. I actually went to SI Records in Dundee when I was on my tour up in Scotland, and I walked into the record shop and they had the vinyl like all over the shelves. And I was like, this is crazy. Going back to what I just said, when I used to go to the record shop myself, digging for vinyl, I'm now walking into a record shop and my vinyl is on the shelves. So like the younger DJ and me, like teenage Joel, was like, woo.
Oh, that's like one of those moments where you like turn into a kid again. You're just like looking at it and you're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You have some really strong female energy on this album. Did you learn anything from them? Because I feel like whilst the songs are bangers and obviously they're made for the dance floor, they're quite like, some of them are quite emotional as well.
Yeah, emotion is really important to me in records. I feel like the key formula is, you know, tracks that really feel timeless are those tracks that connect with people emotionally. So it's more than just like a track you want to dance to. It's a track that makes you feel something. And with my music, I try and combine both of those things. So you have my dance production that, you know, that gets people going on the dance floor, but the songs themselves, like the songwriting is emotional, the lyrics are emotional, and it's stuff that people can relate to and connect with. So that, for me, that is like the sort of magic, is getting the combination of both of those things together. And yeah, there is some emotional records on the album for sure. You know, I feel like working as well with so many amazing artists. I've been so lucky to do that. You know, you mentioned female artists. I worked with Becky Hill last year, who's, you know, just an absolute legend.
Killing it as well.
I love her so much. And Ray as well, who I actually bumped into at the Jingle Bell Ball the other day. And it's so amazing to see her taking over the world. You know, when I did Bed with her, that was such a special campaign for me and a special record. And I have the best memories of being with Ray and working on that. And then to see her exploding and just like getting her flowers, it's such a good thing to see.
I know it's hard to sort of pick favorites, but of the features on the album, who would you really like love to work with again?
Ah, gonna get me in trouble now. Who would I love to work with again? I honestly would say, hand on heart, I would love to work with them all again. Everyone that I work with, I make friends with, and I think that that's a big thing for me. Is one of the main things that comes out of doing these collaborations is your relationship with these people, and you know, I'm lucky enough to have.
Joel, you put the disclaimer out there. You love to work with everyone again, but if you had to pick one, who like someone, yeah, maybe for whatever reason, maybe you feel like there's another song that you feel like you could get with the like do with them, or like.
I actually loved working with Tom Grennan a lot, to be honest. Like we had so much fun together in the studio. And me and Tom are like brothers. Like, you know, when you meet someone, you click with them instantly and you become just really good mates. Like somebody felt like you knew back at school.
Yeah.
I've definitely got that connection with Tom. So I'd love to especially work with Tom again. He's an absolute legend and the nicest person out there.
Okay, Tom, ex-record club attendee, get involved. Obviously, people at home, I can see some questions coming in. Make sure to get them to us because I'm going to be getting to them very soon. Which of these songs is now still your favorite to play out?
I have to say, traveling the world and DJing across the world recently, the way Head and Heart crossed over is incredible for me to see. Like, I've just been in Japan and I couldn't even believe I was DJing in Tokyo. You know, I never thought I'd ever do that. But when I played that record, particularly, everyone went mad. They all knew the words, like, and I was like, I can't believe I'm here in Tokyo and all these people know my record all the way over this side of the world. So yeah, that for me was like my big sort of global hit record. And I'd have to say that one is the one that every time I play it, it goes off anywhere in the world.
Oh, that is so amazing. And also, you know, when you're writing a record with an artist, are you quite like, will you let them take it away and kind of feed off whatever they're coming with? Or do you like to come armed with what you're thinking to the session?
No, I generally like. I mean, I'm not a songwriter, so when I'm with an artist that's like writing lyrics and, you know, coming up with a top line, I'm just gonna let them do their thing. You know, obviously, when I hear something that I feel like can be a hit record or that feels good to me, you know, I'll give my opinion and my guidance at that point. But yeah, I never want to interfere with anyone's flow. So generally, like in a session, we'll just have some chords going or some loops going, and whoever I'm in the room with, an artist or songwriter, you know, sometimes you can spend like hours and hours on an idea, and then in 5 minutes you come up with something that is the magic one. But you kind of need to go through those hours and hours first of trying something else before you could get to that. So it's funny how it all works. But yeah, no, I just, whoever I'm with, I'm just let them do their thing, and then yeah, just, you know, come in my opinions here and there when needed.
It's so true. It's so collaborative. I guess you have to bounce off each other. I guess they're probably feeding off your energy as well. Like they'll probably come with something, and then you'll be like, "Yeah, let's go with that." And
100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, I know when I'm with an artist or a songwriter in a session, they're looking at me like if they come up saying, if I'm reacting to it, going, "Oh my God, that's it, that's amazing, I love that." They're going to feed off that, and then they're going to work from that, and together, you know, we hopefully will end up with a banger.
no, for sure, for sure. I have to ask on 08000 Heaven. I know, yeah, I know this came out as a big single. I remember you chatting about it on air. It has a voicemail at the end. Is that a real one, or did someone act that?
No, that was just off Splice. So yeah, it was just like a sample that was found on the internet, and yeah, like it was one of those things where it just added some emotion and like kind of was from the original idea of the concept of the record. And sometimes like random things just stick on tunes, and then when you finish them, you're like, oh, actually, let's keep that part in because that was part of the magic at the beginning.
No, for sure. Also, I want to talk about the deluxe edition of the album because I hear there is one as well.
Yeah. So the deluxe edition of the album is the vinyl we got now is actually the deluxe vinyl. So the deluxe version has basically got the extra records on it, like Hey DJ, which is my sort of current single. So that's got that on it as well, and it's got 800 Heaven on it, and Do You Mind, which is a track that I wrote with Jay Hart in LA. So yeah, the deluxe version has basically got some extra records on it, and also the artwork is a bit different, and the book inside has got some extra little bits in there. So yes, we thought it'd be nice to do a deluxe version because obviously Christmas is coming, and it's always someone like the deluxe version for Christmas. So that's a little plug there.
Hey, yeah, look, you heard it here first. Right, okay, we've got some questions coming in. Jamie Tennant on the official charts Instagram says, what is your favourite song that you've released this year?
Oh, the favourite songs always me because they're all my favourites. But okay, my favourite song I released this year. We just spoke about 800 Heaven. That's a collaboration with Nathan Dawn, Ella Henderson, two people that I absolutely love so much. Nathan's been my boy since back when we used to DJ in Zante and Malia together, and that was over 10 years ago. So me and Nathan go way back, and Ella's just an amazing talent and an amazing human. So doing that campaign with them is always going to be so special to me. And when I think of summer 2023, I think of 800 Heaven. So that one I would say for sure.
Literally, that song is like, as soon as you hear the title of it, you know exactly like the main melody and like sing it. I'm not going to sing it now, don't worry. I'm not going to ruin it for you. Carl on Official Charts Facebook says, Joel, iconic album. What's been your highlight of 2023?
Ooh, highlight of 2023. I would say there's been a lot. Like I'm lucky I've done some amazing things this year and got to experience so much. But when we released the album, we did like a special album tour around the album. And these were like more intimate shows, like where it was kind of, we had the DJ table like in the middle of the dance floor, and people that got tickets kind of had to get the album to come and, so it was kind of like real fans were coming out for the shows. And it was nice to be back on the UK soil as well. So I would say that tour stood out for me as like a really special time. It was like a 1 week of just amazing shows, and everyone that came to it, thank you so much. It was I'll never forget it. It was really special.
Oh, Karen on your Facebook page is asking, who would you love to work with who you haven't yet worked with?
All right. I always say Ed Sheeran when I get asked this question because I love Ed. I'm a massive Ed super fan, and I got to remix his track "Bad Habits" a few years ago, and we actually connected up. We were chatting together on Instagram, and I like hung out with him after the EMAs 1 year as well, and we got chatting, and he said he loved Head and Heart and he loved Bed, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm talking to Ed Sheeran right now. Yeah, you never know. I mean, Ed Sheeran on a proper dance banger, I think that would be a smash.
Well, Ed Sheeran, our top fan, hopefully he's listening, and cool Joel, basically. Katie on the Record Club's Twitter says, how do you know when a track is done?
Oh, that is the hardest thing to know. I still have a lot of trouble with that. Like I've got quite a lot of OCD as well when it comes to sort of the details in records and the finer bits of production. So I'll drive myself absolutely crazy sometimes, going over and over the smallest little millisecond that probably no one else is even going to know. But for me, like I have to get it perfect. And it's very hard sometimes, especially like some records I'll spend a year working on, honestly, like a whole year working on one record. So to get to that moment when you're like, it's done, you've got to really like detach yourself from it and be like, all right, here you go, record label, this is done now, I'm not touching it. No more tweaks. When do I know it's done? I guess I know when it's done is when I've absolutely exhausted it, as in I've gone over every single little second of it, and I can sit there and go, I can't do anything more to this track. This is as good as I can get it. And when I just know that feeling, like sometimes I just know it inside. I'm like, I can't do any more to this. It's done. You just get to a point, I think, where you work on it so much that you're like, okay, I can't do any more.
Also, when you can see it, I imagine when you're working on it and you can see it, you can see like what you're trying to change. Whereas when you're listening to it, I bet it's just like the feeling. I imagine you don't listen back to any of your tracks now and think, oh, that one's not still done. Or do you?
There's sometimes I hear things on the radio, I'm like, actually I could have done that a bit different, but that's all part of the process. I think like I'm always trying to improve, and like, you know, when you look back on some records, there is little things I might have changed if I was working on them now. But at the time, what's important is that at the time I felt like I'd done enough. And you know, I think as long as you have that feeling inside and you don't ever rush anything, or you don't ever put something out that you don't believe in, or you don't love yourself, I'll never do that. Like I need to love it and be 100% sure that I've worked my hardest on it before I put anything out there.
Oh, I've just seen the next question. It's a really good one. Marley on the Record Club's Facebook says, describe your perfect Friday night out. Where are you going? Where does the night end? And at what time?
I'm going to sound so boring here. Like, I know I'm a DJ and everyone thinks I'm like, well into partying and whatever, but no, it's far from the case. Like, if I've got a Friday night off, I am literally, oh my God, I'm going Nando's, obviously. I think I would just like get a Nando's and then come back and watch Netflix all night and maybe get some Ben and Jerry's and then have a bubble bath and watch Dragon's Den or something and go to bed. That is like perfection for me, because I spend so much time away and, you know, on the road and in clubs and at festivals, which is amazing. I love it. But if you give me a night off, I'm not going to the club, trust me. Like I'm back on my sofa in my bungalow chilling.
Right, I'm going to twist it a little bit for the sake of Marley. Where would you suggest Marley go out?
All right, cool. If you was asking me what's the best night out ever, I would say it's got to be in Ibiza. Okay, so we're gonna fly to Ibiza, and we're gonna go and watch the sunset at Cafe Mambo's. It's like a legendary place to watch the sunset in Ibiza. It's beautiful, great place to get the vibes going. Have a few drinks down there, and then after Cafe Mambo, you know, we're going to go and hit a few bars in San Antonio, and then we're going to go and see one of the best DJs in the world, maybe Amnesia or DC10, or High, Yashwai, wherever you want to go, whoever's playing that night. And then after that, we're going to go to the beach and watch the sunrise at 7 a.m. So that's my best night out ever.
Marley, have a nap in the day first.
Yeah.
And we have Jess on Record Store Day's Twitter asking, when did you first know you wanted to be a DJ?
I started DJing when I was 13. I got my older brother Sam was a DJ, right? He's like 3 years older than me. And to be honest, I only got decks because I wanted to be cool like my older brother, because he had all his mates around MCing, playing garage music and recording tapes. And I was like, Mum, get me some turntables. I want to DJ like Sam. And then my mum was like, no, not another DJ in the house. Like neighbors were going crazy. Like, but after I got my decks when I was younger, it became a hobby and I just fell in love with it. And I started DJing people's birthday parties, under 18 gigs, weddings, bar mitzvahs, down the pub, whatever gig I could do, I was doing it. And I just fell in love with it. And ever since then, it's been my passion. So I think I knew, when I was a teenager, that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But it's such a hard thing because people don't really think DJing is like a proper job. And you don't really believe it yourself until, I didn't get my first hit record till I was 30.
That's the thing.
A long time to like make the break, but before that, it was like a decade of DJing in clubs and, trying to promote myself and give out my mix CDs and, always just had this dream of like actually breaking through and making it. But it just took a long time. But you got to do it for the love of it, really. It's so hard to actually kind of make that break, but I just love DJing and that's what I wanted to do. I got it happen for me,
And look at you now, traveling the world, It's so good. Yeah, congrats. And obviously, congrats on the album as well. I'm just going to flash it one more time. Yeah, before we go though, I actually do have something very exciting, something really, really special to announce. Obviously, Joel, after all the years of grafting, like you just mentioned, releasing banger after banger, like on here as well, you are in fact the latest recipient of a
Yes.
BRIT Billion Award, celebrating 1 billion streams in the UK. And I believe you have the award there with you as well.
Mad. Hold on, let me get it out.
Yeah, congratulations.
Christmas has come early.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well,
Ah,
it's all that hard work.
unreal, man.
It
Yeah. Thank you so
looks
much.
amazing.
So cool. Big up the Brits, man. This is so wicked. Thank you so much.
Where is that going to go?
This is going to go on my fireplace right in front of me. I've got a big poster of me and M&EK up there as well, so I'm going to put it just underneath that.
Oh, amazing. And obviously, how does it feel to have something, I guess, similarly with vinyl, you kind of now have like a physical thing which tells you not just the numbers on the screen. How does it feel to have the award in your hands after all this hard work?
It feels amazing, and just the fact that to see that like so many people are streaming my music and enjoying the records means so much to me, and it just motivates me, to be honest, to keep going. Like it's almost like validation. It's like, okay, I'm doing something right. I'm going to keep doing this and keep working harder and get the next billion.
I was going to ask what the fan reaction is like for you, but obviously this is like just showing you the fan reaction, isn't it?
Yeah. Like when you get things like this, as I said, it just shows you like how many people actually listen to the music and loving the records, and that means so much to me because I spend 24/7 working on this music and putting these records out. So to see that it's working and people enjoying them means so much to me, and like I said, just makes me want to work harder and keep them coming for you.
Obviously, congratulations, Joel, once again. Obviously, it is so great to have you on. All that's left now to do is to announce the winner of the Bowers and Wilkins headphones competition. And the winner this week and final winner of 2023 is Karen on Joel's Facebook page. So make sure to slide in to the Record Club's DMs. We'll get those headphones to you. We're going to be back in the new year with more of the Record Club and Bowers and Wilkins. But until then, have a lovely Christmas. And thanks again, Joel Corry. Congratulations.